Space bullies. The big space meeting was not going well for the humans. They sat at the back of the room, trying to look brave. But the other aliens kept pointing and laughing at them. "Look at the little humans," said a big purple alien with 3 eyes. "They're so small and weak." The human team leader, Sarah, tried to stay calm. She knew humans were new to space travel. Earth had only started sending ships to other planets 10 years ago. But the mean words still hurt. A green alien with long tentacles for arms spoke next. "I heard humans are afraid of everything," he said. "They jump at their own shadows." More aliens laughed. Sarah looked at her team. John, the pilot, was getting red in the face. Maria, the scientist, was looking down at her feet. Even big, tough Mike, the security guy, looked sad. Suddenly, a huge screen lit up at the front of the room. It showed pictures of Earth's spaceships. They looked tiny next to the big alien ships. "See how puny their ships are," said a blue alien. He had a head shaped like a square. "I bet they can't even reach the next star." Sarah wanted to tell them about Earth's new fast ships. But every time she tried to talk, the aliens talked over her. Then things got worse. A group of tall, skinny aliens with shiny silver skin walked in. They were the Zorbans, the most powerful aliens in the galaxy. Everyone got quiet when they entered. The leader of the Zorbans looked around the room. His eyes stopped on the humans. "Ah," he said in a loud voice, "the cowards of Earth have joined us." Sarah couldn't take it anymore. She stood up. "We are not cowards," she said. The room went silent. Then all the aliens started laughing again. "Oh, look," said the Zorban leader. "The little human thinks it's brave." He walked over to Sarah. He was 3 times taller than her. "Let me tell you something, human," he said. "In space, we need strong races, brave races, not scaredy cats like you." Sarah tried to argue, but the Zorban just walked away. He didn't even want to hear what she had to say. For the rest of the meeting, the humans sat quietly. The other aliens talked about big space missions and new planets they had found. No one asked the humans what they thought. After the meeting, Sarah and her team walked back to their ship. It was small compared to the other ships in the spaceport, but Sarah thought it looked nice and shiny. "What are we going to do?" asked Maria. "They all think we're stupid and weak." "We'll show them," said Sarah. "Somehow, we'll prove that humans are brave and smart." Just then, they heard a noise. A group of young aliens were near their ship. They were putting sticky goo all over it. "Hey!" shouted Mike. He ran towards them, waving his arms. The young aliens laughed and ran away. But the damage was done. The ship was covered in smelly, purple goo. "Great," said John. "Now we look even more stupid." Sarah looked at the ship, then at her sad team. She knew she had to do something to help humans get respect. But what? As they cleaned the ship, Sarah thought hard. There had to be a way to show the aliens that humans were brave, that humans were smart, that humans belonged out here in space. She didn't know it yet, but soon, Sarah and her team would get a chance to prove themselves. A big chance, and the whole galaxy would be watching. But for now, they had to clean their ship and try not to let the mean words and laughs get them down. It wasn't easy being the new kids in space, but Sarah knew that one day, humans would show everyone just how amazing they could be. As the team worked, Sarah looked up at the stars. Out there was a whole galaxy of aliens who thought humans were jokes. She smiled to herself. "Just wait," she whispered. "We'll show you what humans can do." The adventure was just beginning. The Big Dare. 2 days after the bad meeting, Sarah and her team were fixing their ship. The sticky goo was finally gone, but their feelings were still hurt. Suddenly, all the screens on the space station lit up. It was an emergency message from the Zorbans. "Attention, all space races," said the Zordan leader. His face filled the big screens. "We have a problem. A big problem." Everyone stopped what they were doing. Even the humans looked up. There's a giant space storm, the Zorban said. It's heading for the cosmic crystals. Sarah gasped. The cosmic crystals were special rocks that gave power to most spaceships. Without them, space travel would stop. The storm will destroy the crystals, said the Zorban, unless someone goes to save them. The space station got very quiet. Everyone knew this was dangerous. We need brave volunteers, the Zorban continued. Who will go to Crystal Planet and move the crystals to safety? At first, no one spoke. Then, a big, tough-looking alien raised his hand. The Krogs will do it, he shouted. Everyone cheered. The Krogs were known for being strong and brave. But then the Zorban said more. The volunteers must go through the asteroid maze, he said. It's the only safe way to Crystal Planet now. The Krog alien's eyes got big. The asteroid maze, he said. That's too dangerous. We're out. One by one, other aliens said no too. The asteroid maze was full of floating rocks that could smash ships. No one wanted to try it. Sarah looked at her team. They all nodded. They knew what they had to do. Sarah raised her hand. The humans will go, she said. The room got very quiet again. Then everyone started laughing. The humans, said the purple alien from before. They'll run away as soon as they see the storm. They'll get lost in the maze for sure, said the green tentacle alien. The Zorban leader looked at Sarah. Are you sure, human? He asked. This mission is very dangerous. Maybe too dangerous for your kind. Sarah stood up straight. We're sure, she said. Humans are braver than you think. The Zorban thought for a moment. Then he nodded. Very well, he said. The humans can try. As soon as the message ended, aliens started making bets. I bet the humans don't even make it to the maze, said one. I bet they cry and come back home, said another. Sarah and her team tried to ignore the mean words. They went to their ship to get ready. Are we really doing this? Asked Maria. She looked scared. We have to, said Sarah. It's our chance to prove ourselves. John, the pilot, nodded. I studied the asteroid maze, he said. I think I can fly us through it. And I know about the cosmic crystals, said Maria. I can figure out how to move them safely. Mike cracked his knuckles. If anything goes wrong, I'll protect us, he said. Sarah smiled at her team. They were scared, but they were ready to be brave. Just then, there was a knock on their ship door. It was the Zorban leader. I came to wish you luck, he said. But he didn't sound very nice. You'll need it. Sarah looked him in the eye. We'll do this, she said. Humans don't give up easily. The Zorban laughed. We'll see, he said. The storm will reach Crystal Planet in 3 days. If you're not too scared, be ready to leave tomorrow morning. After he left, the team got back to work. They packed special tools Maria had made. They studied maps of the asteroid maze. They made sure their ship was in perfect shape. All night, they could hear the other aliens laughing and making more bets. No one thought the humans would succeed. But Sarah and her team didn't care. They knew this was their big chance, a chance to show the galaxy what humans could do. As they worked, Sarah thought about Earth, about all the brave explorers in human history, about how humans always found a way, even when things looked bad. We can do this, she said to her team. We have to do this, for Earth and for all humans. The others nodded. They were still scared, but now they were excited too. Tomorrow, they would start their big adventure. As the space station's lights dimmed for nighttime, most aliens were still laughing about the silly humans. But in the small Earth ship, 4 brave humans were getting ready to prove everyone wrong. The big dare was about to begin, and nothing would ever be the same again. Earth's big choice. The next morning, Sarah and her team woke up early. They were ready to start their dangerous mission, but before they could leave, they got a surprise message. It was from Earth. All human space teams must return home right now, said the message. It came from the World Space Council, the big bosses of Earth's space program. Sarah and her team were shocked. They had to go back. But what about their mission? "We can't leave now," said John. "We promised to help." "But we have to follow orders," said Maria, looking worried. Sarah thought hard. Then she made a decision. "Let's talk to Earth first," she said. "Maybe we can change their minds." They called Earth on their big video screen. The faces of the World Space Council appeared. They did not look happy. "What were you thinking?" shouted one of the council members. "This mission is too dangerous." "We can't risk losing our best team," said another. "Come home now." Sarah took a deep breath. "Please listen," she said. "This is our chance to show the galaxy what humans can do." "It's too risky," said a council member. "What if you fail? Humans will look even worse." The argument went on for hours. Sarah and her team tried to explain why the mission was important. The council kept saying no. Other humans on Earth were watching too. Soon, people all over the world were talking about it. Some agreed with the council. "It's too dangerous." They said, "Protect our astronauts." But others supported Sarah's team. "Let them try." These people said, "Humans need to be brave." As they argued, news came from the space station. Other aliens were laughing at humans again. "See," they said, "humans are too scared to even try." This made some council members angry. "We're not scared," one shouted. "Then let us go," said Sarah quietly. "Let us show everyone what Earth can do." The council went quiet. They talked among themselves for a while. Finally, the head of the council spoke. "We've made a decision," he said. "We will let you go on one condition." Sarah held her breath. What would the condition be? "We're sending you more crew members," said the council head. "The best pilots, scientists, and engineers from all over Earth." Sarah's team was surprised. More people? But their ship was small. "Don't worry," said the council head. "We're also sending a bigger, better ship. It will reach you in 12 hours. Sarah couldn't believe it. They were getting a whole new team and ship. "Why the change?" she asked. The council head smiled. "Because you were right," he said. "This is Earth's chance to shine. We need to give it our best shot." Sarah and her team cheered. They were going on the mission, and now they had even more help. The next 12 hours were very busy. The space station was full of excitement as everyone waited for the new ship. Some aliens were still making fun of the humans, but others were starting to look worried. "Maybe the humans are braver than we thought," said one alien to another. Finally, the new ship arrived. It was big and shiny, with Earth United written on the side. Out came 10 more humans. They were the best Earth had to offer. Top scientists, amazing pilots, and clever engineers. "We're here to help," said the leader of the new group. Her name was Captain Lee. "Earth is behind you all the way." Sarah's team was so happy. They weren't alone anymore. Now they had the support of their whole planet. As they got ready to leave, Sarah looked at the Earth flag on their new ship. She felt proud. No matter what happened, Earth had made the right choice. They had chosen to be brave. The aliens watched as the humans loaded their ship. They weren't laughing anymore. Now they looked nervous. "Maybe we shouldn't have dared the humans," said one alien quietly. Just before they left, Sarah got one more message from Earth. It was from millions of people, all saying the same thing. "Good luck. Show them what humans can do." With the whole Earth cheering them on, Sarah and the team felt ready for anything. They got into their new ship, ready to face the dangers ahead. As the ship's engine started, Sarah smiled. Earth had made its choice. Now it was time to prove that it was the right one. The mission to save the galaxy had begun, and humanity was ready to show its true colors, getting ready for space. The new Earth ship, named Hope, sat in the space station's biggest dock. It looked amazing. Aliens from all over came to see it. Inside, Sarah and Captain Lee were leading a big meeting. All 14 crew members sat around a table, ready to plan their mission. "Okay, team," said Sarah. "We have 2 days to get ready. Let's make them count." Captain Lee nodded. "First, let's talk about what we're up against," she said. John, the pilot, stood up. He pointed to a big map of space. "We have to fly through the asteroid maze," he said. "It's full of big rocks that move around. We need to be very careful." Maria, the scientist, spoke next. "Then we reach Crystal Planet," she said. "We have to move the cosmic crystals before the big storm hits them." "How do we move something so important?" asked one of the new crew members. Maria smiled. She held up a small, shiny box. "With this," she said. "It's a special container I made. It can hold the crystals safely." Everyone looked impressed. Even some alien scientists watching through the window looked surprised. Mike, the security guy, stood up next. "We might meet some trouble out there," he said. "I've been working on some new tools to keep us safe." He showed the team some cool gadgets. There were shields that could stop space rocks and nets that could catch floating things. The aliens watching outside were talking excitedly now. They had never seen tools like these before. "Impressive," said Captain Lee. "But we need to practice using all this stuff. Let's split into teams and get to work." For the next 2 days, the humans worked harder than ever before. They practiced flying through fake asteroid fields in the ship's simulator. They tested Maria's crystal containers over and over. They even did space walks to practice using Mike's safety tools. The aliens watched all of this with big eyes. They were starting to think that maybe humans weren't so weak after all. On the night before the mission, Sarah couldn't sleep. She went to look at the ship. To her surprise, she found the whole team there. "Couldn't sleep either?" she asked. Everyone shook their heads. "I'm scared," said one of the new crew members. "What if we fail?" Sarah looked at her team. She saw worry in their eyes, but she saw something else too. Determination. "Listen," she said. "It's okay to be scared. This is a big mission. But look at how far we've come. Look at all we've done to get ready." She pointed at their ship. "We have the best ship Earth could make. We have tools no one has seen before. And most importantly, we have each other." The team nodded, standing up a little straighter. "Remember why we're doing this," Sarah continued. "We're not just saving the cosmic crystals. We're showing the whole galaxy what humans can do. We're making Earth proud." Captain Lee stepped forward. "Sarah's right," she said. "We've trained hard. We're ready for this. Tomorrow, we'll show everyone what humans are made of." The team cheered. Their worry turned into excitement. As they talked and laughed, they didn't notice the group of aliens watching them. The aliens looked at each other in surprise. "I've never seen a team work so hard to get ready," one alien whispered. "Maybe we were wrong about humans," said another. The Zorban leader, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. "We'll see," he said. "The real test comes tomorrow." As the night went on, the human team went back to their rooms. They fell asleep feeling ready for anything. The next morning, as the humans got into their ship, the whole space station was quiet. Aliens lined up to watch them leave. Sarah looked at her team. Everyone was at their stations, looking confident. "Ready?" she asked. "Ready," they all said. As the ship's engine started, Sarah felt proud. No matter what happened, they had worked hard. They had done their best to get ready. The ship lifted off, flying out of the space station. As they zoomed towards their big mission, Sarah smiled. They were as ready as they could be. The galaxy was about to see what humans could really do. Scary space adventure. The Earth ship Hope flew towards the asteroid maze. Inside, the crew was quiet. They knew the real test was about to begin. "Asteroid maze ahead," said John, the pilot. "It looks scary." Sarah looked out the window. Huge rocks floated everywhere. They moved around, bumping into each other. It was like a giant, dangerous puzzle. "We can do this," said Sarah. "Remember our training." John nodded and flew the ship into the maze. At first, things went well. They moved slowly, avoiding the big rocks. But then, a huge asteroid appeared right in front of them. "Watch out," shouted Captain Lee. John tried to turn the ship, but there wasn't enough time. Everyone held their breath, waiting for the crash. Suddenly, Mike yelled, "I've got this." He pressed a button, and a big net shot out from the ship. It caught the asteroid, stopping it just in time. Everyone cheered. Mike's new tools had saved them. But their troubles weren't over. As they flew deeper into the maze, things got harder. The asteroids moved faster. Some were as big as mountains. "There are too many," said John. "I can't avoid them all." Sarah thought fast. "Maria," she said, "can we use the crystal container to help us?" Maria's eyes lit up. "Yes, the container creates a special field. Maybe it can push the asteroids away." They tried it, and it worked. The container made a bubble around the ship. Small asteroids bounced off it. But the bubble couldn't stop the biggest rocks. John still had to fly carefully. For hours, they made their way through the maze. Everyone worked together. John flew the ship. Mike used his tools to catch dangerous asteroids. Maria used the crystal container to protect them. Just when they thought they were safe, they heard a loud bang. "We're hit," shouted John. "The engine is damaged." Alarms went off all over the ship. They were in big trouble now. "We need to fix it," said Captain Lee. "But how? We can't stop here." One of the new crew members, a young engineer named Alex, had an idea. "I can fix it," he said, "but I need to go outside the ship." Everyone was shocked. Go outside? In the middle of the asteroid maze? It was too dangerous. But Alex was brave. "I can do it," he said. "Just keep us steady." Sarah looked at Captain Lee. They both nodded. It was their only chance. Alex put on his spacesuit and went outside. Everyone watched nervously as he worked on the engine. Asteroids flew past, missing Alex by inches. John did his best to keep the ship steady. Mike used his tools to protect Alex. After what felt like forever, Alex's voice came through the radio. "It's fixed," he shouted. "Get me in." They pulled Alex back inside just as a huge asteroid passed by. The engine roared back to life. "Great job, everyone," said Sarah. "Now let's get out of this maze." With the engine fixed, they flew faster. Finally, after many more close calls, they saw the end of the maze. As they flew out into clear space, everyone cheered. They had made it. But their celebration didn't last long. In the distance, they saw Crystal Planet. And behind it, they saw something terrifying. The space storm was huge. It was bigger than anything they had ever seen. Lightning flashed inside it. It looked angry, like it wanted to eat the whole planet. "Oh no," said Maria. "The storm is almost there. We don't have much time." Sarah looked at her tired crew. They had just made it through a scary adventure. Now they had to face something even bigger. "We've come too far to give up now," she said. "We can do this. Together." The crew nodded. They were scared, but they were also determined. They had survived the asteroid maze. They had fixed their ship in the middle of danger. Now they were ready to save Crystal Planet. As they flew towards the planet, Sarah thought about all the aliens watching back at the space station. She smiled. The humans had just shown how brave they could be. And they weren't done yet. The biggest challenge was still ahead. But after their scary space adventure, Sarah knew one thing for sure. Humans could handle anything the galaxy threw at them. Humans turned the tables. The Earth ship Hope raced towards Crystal Planet. The giant space storm was getting closer and closer. Time was running out. "We're almost there," said John, the pilot. "But the storm is too fast." Sarah looked at the angry storm. It was huge and scary. Lightning flashed inside it. Dark clouds swirled around. "We need a plan," said Captain Lee. "Any ideas?" Everyone thought hard. Then Maria, the scientist, jumped up. "I've got it," she said. "We can use the storm against itself." "What do you mean?" asked Sarah. Maria explained quickly. "The storm is made of energy. If we can redirect that energy, we might be able to push it away from the planet." It was a crazy idea, but they had no other choice. "How do we do that?" asked Mike. Maria pointed to the crystal container. "We use this," she said. "The cosmic crystals can control energy. If we put them in the right places around the planet, we might be able to make a shield." Everyone looked at Sarah and Captain Lee. It was a dangerous plan. They would have to fly very close to the storm. "Let's do it," said Sarah. Captain Lee nodded. They flew to Crystal Planet as fast as they could. When they got there, they saw thousands of shiny crystals all over the ground. "Wow," said Alex, the young engineer. "They're beautiful." But they had no time to admire the view. The storm was almost there. "Quick," said Maria. "We need to put our container crystals in a circle around the planet." The team worked fast. They used small ships to fly around the planet. At different spots, they placed the special crystals from their container. As they worked, the storm got closer and closer. The wind started to blow hard. Small rocks flew through the air. "Hurry," shouted Sarah through the radio. "We're almost out of time." Finally, the last crystal was in place. Everyone flew back to the main ship. "Now what?" asked John. Maria ran to a big computer. "Now we turn them on," she said. She pressed some buttons. For a moment, nothing happened. The storm was about to hit the planet. Everyone held their breath. Then suddenly, the crystals lit up. A huge shiny bubble appeared around the planet. The storm hit the bubble. There was a bright flash. Everyone had to cover their eyes. When they looked again, they couldn't believe what they saw. The storm was being pushed back. "It's working," shouted Maria. "The crystals are using the storm's own energy to protect the planet." But the fight wasn't over. The storm pushed hard against the shield. The ship shook. "The shield is weakening," said Captain Lee. "We need more power." Sarah had an idea. "Our ship," she said. "We can use our ship's energy to make the shield stronger." It was risky. Using the ship's energy might leave them stranded. But everyone agreed it was worth it. They flew the ship close to the planet. John connected it to the crystal network. "Here goes nothing," said Sarah. She pressed the button. The ship's lights flickered. The engines went quiet. For a scary moment, everything was dark. Then, a huge burst of energy shot from the ship into the crystals. The shield glowed brighter than ever. The storm raged and pushed, but the shield held strong. Slowly, the storm started to break apart. After what felt like hours, the storm was gone. The shield had won. Everyone on the ship cheered. They had done it. They had saved Crystal Planet and all the cosmic crystals. As they celebrated, they got a message. It was from the space station. The aliens had been watching everything. "Incredible," said the Zorvan leader. His eyes were wide with surprise. "We never thought. We didn't believe." For once, the alien leader had no mean words to say. He looked shocked and impressed. Other aliens started sending messages too. They all said the same thing. "Thank you, humans. You saved us all." Sarah smiled at her team. They were tired, but happy. They had turned the tables. Now, instead of being laughed at, humans were being called heroes. "Well done, everyone," said Sarah. "We showed them what humans can do." As they started their journey back, Sarah knew things would be different now. Humans had earned their place among the stars, and it was just the beginning of their grand space adventure. From zeros to heroes. The Earth ship Hope flew back to the big space station. Everyone inside was tired but happy. They had just saved the whole galaxy. As they got closer, They saw something strange. Hundreds of alien ships were waiting for them. The space around the station was full of lights and colors. "What's going on?" asked Sarah. She was worried. Were the aliens angry? But then they heard the radio. It was full of happy alien voices. They were all shouting the same thing. Hooray for the humans. The team couldn't believe it. Just a week ago, these same aliens were laughing at them. Now they were cheering. As Hope landed, the team saw a huge crowd waiting. Aliens of all shapes and sizes were there. They were clapping and cheering. "I think we're in trouble," joked Mike. "Good trouble." The team walked out of their ship. As soon as they appeared, the cheering got even louder. Some aliens were jumping up and down with excitement. The Zorban leader stepped forward. He looked very different now. Instead of being mean, he looked sorry. "Brave humans," he said in a loud voice. "We were wrong about you. We thought you were weak and scared. But you have shown us that you are strong and brave." Sarah smiled. "Thank you," she said. "We're just glad we could help." "Help," said another alien. "You did more than help. You saved us all." Suddenly, aliens started coming up to the humans. They wanted to shake hands, give high fives, or just say thank you. One small purple alien hugged Maria. "Your crystal idea was so smart," it said. "Can you teach us?" A big hairy alien patted Mike on the back. "Those catching tools were amazing," it boomed. "We need those on our ships." Even John, the quiet pilot, was surrounded by alien pilots. They all wanted to know how he flew through the asteroid maze. As this was happening, more messages came in. Aliens from all over the galaxy had heard about the humans' brave mission. They all wanted to meet these amazing Earth people. "Looks like we're going to be busy," said Captain Lee with a laugh. The next few days were like a big party. The humans told their story over and over. Aliens asked them millions of questions. Everyone wanted to learn from the brave Earth team. But the best part came on the last day. The Galactic Council, which ruled the whole galaxy, sent a special message. "We invite Earth to join the Galactic Council." The message said, "Humans have proven they are wise, brave, and kind. We need friends like you." When Sarah read this message to her team, everyone cheered. It was better than they ever dreamed. Humans were now part of the galactic family. As they got ready to go home, Sarah looked at her team. They had changed so much. They weren't scared or unsure anymore. They stood tall and proud. "We did it, team," said Sarah. "We turned things around. We went from zeros to heroes." Everyone laughed and cheered. They knew that when they got back to Earth, they would be welcomed as heroes too. But before they left, they had one last surprise. The aliens had made a big statue. It showed the human team standing brave and strong. Under the statue were words in many alien languages. In English it said, "To the humans of Earth, our galactic heroes." As they looked at the statue, Sarah remembered how things were just a week ago. Aliens laughed at humans. No one thought they could do anything right. Now humans were respected across the galaxy. Earth had new alien friends, and it was all because they were brave enough to try. "What do we do now?" asked Alex, the young engineer. Sarah looked out at the stars. She saw a whole galaxy full of new adventures. "Now," she said with a big smile, "we explore, we learn, we make new friends, and we show the galaxy what humans can really do." The team cheered one last time. As they got into their ship to go home, they knew this was just the beginning. Humans had found their place among the stars, and their greatest adventures were yet to come.